Minecraft. You know, number one rule is to never dig straight down. There are even records of this being a rule since 2010. That is just 2 years after Minecraft was made. That means Minecraft has been out for more than 15 years. So does this still apply to modern Minecraft? I'm gonna dig straight down 100 times to see how many deaths and diamonds I find. Alright then, so I'm gonna do this in a survival world. I feel like it's just gonna make it a bit more fun. So I spawned into the world and got jumped by a spider and barely survived with my pickaxe. Then I tried and failed to kill a chicken and then got some basic stuff together. And then I saw another opportunity for a bad idea and went inside the village outpost. I'm not gonna lie, these pillagers seem kinda mad, so I'm gonna rub it in their face and sleep in their house. I cannot believe I survived that. So now I'm gonna try and find a place to set up some sort of base camp and get some iron along the way. I can't believe I just made that. Okay, so I've basically been sidetracked and started walking around for 45 minutes. I kind of need to lock in and find a place to stay. Okay, and this is my home. Okay, so the rules I have for this challenge are when I'm going down the hole, I can only bring a pickaxe and some food, which is the first rule. The second rule is no clutching, so I can't try to save myself in any way if I'm falling to inevitable death. And then the third rule is I can only kill mobs if they get into my hole. I can't go outside of my hole to kill a mob that's a skeleton shooting at me and then go straight back in my hole. If I get killed by them, I get killed by them. Alright then, let's get started. This has to be the worst time for the iron pickaxe to break. Okay, so we got the iron pick and we can mine up this diamond. And we got to bedrock, nice. So the first hole went quite well and I got 1 diamond. But this couldn't be further from what the other holes were like. It was quite bad. So right now I'm just going around collecting all the resources I need to craft up a book and quill. Just going to be a good way to keep track of when I die or find diamonds in one of the holes. And time for hole 2. Nothing. Now hole 3. Again, nothing. Hole 4 was also nothing. And this was the same for hole 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 and 11. So you can see what I mean now about that 1 diamond being a fluke. So because we're essentially doing an experiment here and we want to take the results away, we need to make sure when digging the holes aren't going to be biased. So for the first 50 holes, I used this method. So I picked the 5 biomes surrounding my base and dug 10 holes randomly within those biomes. So we've dug the 10 holes around my base, so now moving on to the plains. And that's where I'm heading. Yes! Finally something interesting. And funnily enough, the exact same thing happened on the next hole, hole 13. On hole 14, I actually managed to find a diamond. On hole 15, I decided to mine under a villager's bed and found 7 diamonds. For the 16th hole, I tried the same method and it did not have the same result. Hole 17 had a similar fate. I took quite a lot of damage from a fall and then a zombie came in and finished me off. Hole 18 was just nothing. Hole 19 was death. Hole 20 was nothing again. After that, I got my stuff together and went back to my base to write it all down in my book. Then after that, I went and headed to a new biome, which was this mesa. I'm sure you guys are all bored of just seeing me dig holes, so I'll show the more interesting ones from here on out. Majority of the holes from 20 to 30 were quite boring, with me either getting pretty boring deaths or getting nothing. 25 was a notable hole, where I got 2 diamonds and barely survived, which is quite cool. And then hole 26 was pretty hilarious, when I could see my death inevitably and had to essentially kill myself. So for this one, I went into Savannah biome, and if you thought 20 to 30 was boring, 30 to 40 was on a whole nother level. There was 0 diamonds that I found, and only died 3 times. I mean, the majority of the time, it was literally nothing. Literally nothing happening, meaning it's boring, and boring meaning it's bad content, so I'm not going to show you guys any of it. You're just going to have to trust that I did it all. So we'll swiftly move on to 40 to 50 then. It was slightly less boring. There were a few deaths. But most importantly, we did get some diamonds on the 48th hole. We got 5, which is not too bad. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the 50th hole. That has taken me almost 7 hours of just digging. So now that we're officially halfway through, I want to do things a little different. So the many scientists among the audience will know that picking random biomes and random locations within those biomes isn't particularly the most random thing you can do. There'll be some bias. But the way I want to do it now is I'm going to get ChatGPT to randomly give me coordinates and then going to those exact coordinates and digging down, and this is going to remove all the bias and make it 10 times more accurate for the last 50. So I want to get through the next holes as fast as possible now that I'm not in survival, so I've got on the efficiency now the right pick to go as fast as I can. The same rules will still apply about me not allowing to save myself or any of the ones before. And the original plan was that I wouldn't show any of these clips, so you guys yet again don't have to watch me dig holes all the time. But there was this one hole. This was hole 76, and this is like the Mona Lisa of digging holes. I got an unfathomable amount of diamonds from digging straight down just the one time. I didn't just get 1 or 2 or 3 diamonds. I got 17, which is just wild, from one hole. So in one hole, there were 3 different diamond veins. So yeah, I had to show you guys that hole. And now we're on the most important part of the video. And that is not the stats that's at the end. It's me asking you to subscribe. If you subscribe, it will make me very happy. And that rhymes, so you gotta do it. Literally picture some kid jumping up and down in their room, messaging everybody they know, for every single subscriber I get. And literally you can have that effect. So yeah, subscribe. Okay, so when I dug down 100 times, I died a total of 28 times and found a total of 48 diamonds, which is more diamonds than I expected. So what I found is when you dig down, you have a 28% chance of dying. 64% of this is to height, 14% of this is to hostile mobs, and 21% is to lava. To be honest, I was quite shocked with this, because I would have thought that lava would be a bit higher, the same with height, and mobs would be almost non-existent, but this is what I found. When we look into diamonds, there's a 48% chance of finding 1 diamond, but I'm not really the biggest fan of that statistic, so what I think is better to envision it as is the chance of finding a diamond vein. So I've worked it out to be 10%. So if you dig down from any random spot in your Minecraft world, there should be a 10% chance of you finding a vein of diamonds. Alright guys, I can't thank you enough for watching. Catch you in the next one.